Here we go. Now you can hear me. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know why it was working earlier. I did the test. So anyway, technical difficulties, just what it is, guys. All right. 3 ways to advocate for yourself. Okay. Advocating for yourself doesn't mean confrontation. Okay. So many people get so upset because they think that advocating for themselves means confrontation. And I don't think of it that way at all, especially in the business that I do. If people don't advocate for themselves with me, then I don't know really what they want. Okay. I'm just taking a guess by what they told me specifically, like we want this or we want that. So I always try to just keep the conversations going, especially when we're looking at houses. But the thing, guys, is this spills over into every areas of our lives, okay? So that's why I kind of wanted to talk about this today because I advocate for myself on a daily basis, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that it is something that is confrontational. It's just me setting up some things, okay? So advocating, one of the ways you can advocate for yourself is set boundaries and expectations. Guys, people cannot read your mind. Your real estate agent cannot read your mind. If you tell them that it's a deal breaker to not have a 2-car garage, they're not going to send you homes with a single car garage. Okay? That is, and so unless you tell them, hey, I'm willing to look at single and double car garage, houses with double car garages, you've got to set those expectations and you've got to set those boundaries with people. Okay? I've been told I'm very good at this. I don't know that I am, but here's the thing, guys, is people expect us to read our minds. We expect people to read our mind. A lot of life coaches could talk to this as like our manual for them, okay, is that they expect this, that, and the other thing. And we just expect them to know how we want to be treated or the expectations that we have for ourselves. Okay. We just expect that to know because that's our personal manual and they're supposed to know. However, if they were never given a copy, how is that something that they do know? Okay. So this is where help others understand exactly what you need for your requirements and what your requirements are. Okay. Tell people exactly what you need and what your requirements are. Okay. Again, I don't care if you're going to the doctor. I don't care if you're going to look at houses. I don't care if it's for your child in school or for yourself at school. People have to know what those requirements are and what you need. And if you don't tell them that, they are not going to, like, again, they're not going to be able to read your mind. They're just totally not going to. So you have to speak up and can't get upset when people do what they think is correct. Okay. Be specific about what kind of support you need. Like I always relate it back to what I do and what I know. Like if people don't tell me what they need, I can't serve you in a proper way. If you have told me and I continue to ignore that, then that's different. But if you don't speak up and tell me what you need for me to do for you, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. And I'm just going to assume as to what you need. And I may assume, depending on how we talk, sometimes people act like they know more than what they do. So sometimes when I talk to people, I forget that they don't know every in and out of everything just because they maybe have talked a little bit or we've talked about certain things, but we haven't talked about other things. So I forget as well. So if you don't tell me I don't understand that or I don't know what we need to do, the only thing that's going to happen is I'm not going to explain it correctly and you're going to be frustrated. Okay, plain and simple. So why are these important to us in everyday life? Is because communication in this world, if it isn't on a device, like a phone, sorry, I'm using my phone to talk on Instagram right now, but if it's not on a device and we're not texting or typing, people don't communicate well, okay? And I'm very much a verbal person, so I actually respond better to verbal communication versus text message, even though we've got accustomed to text message. It's not something that a lot of people can really understand, and there's no feeling behind text message. Okay. So if there's something that's really important to you, and just be like, hey, I'd really like to have, if you read it just plain text, hey, I'd really like to have a 2-car garage. Or if you look at me and say, I have got to have a 2-car garage. I have just got too much going on. Like, that puts more emphasis on what you need and what you want. Okay. So that is why we have to advocate for ourselves every day. And it's not a confrontational thing, especially if it's done early on in the relationship. Okay. Now, coming in and telling somebody how to do their job, that's not advocating for you. That's just you trying to be a boss, you know. But if you come in and you're advocating and saying, like I said, I really need to have that 2-car garage. I do X, Y, and Z. I need to have that 2-car garage. Then that puts a different emphasis on it than I only want a 2-car garage. Okay? All right, guys. I hope this helps, guys. We've talked about this and more over in my free Facebook group. Pop over there. The link is in the description. Get on over there. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe over there. All right? We'll talk to you soon.